Now we will get into the chapter 5, which is continuity and differentiability. Now in this chapter, let's see what we are going to study in the first place. So let's see what is the introduction of this chapter. So we are using two words here. What is it? One is continuity and second is we are saying it is differentiability. Now the question is continuity and differentiability of what? So you are speaking about the continuity and differentiability of a given function. So this is the term. So in this chapter, what is our main concern is when any function is given to us, every function has a domain associated with it. There is a known fact. So in the domain of the given function, our main concern will be to find out whether the given function is continuous at every point or not. So let's see what is the meaning of this continuity and how do we verify it mathematically. See, continuity in terms of basic English, it means there is no break. So the opposite of continuity is going to be discontinuity, as simple as that. Now, but let's try to understand what are we supposed to do in terms of mathematics to analyze whether a given function is continuous or not in the given domain of it. See, before we get into this chapter, in your 11th grade, you have learned a chapter named as limits and derivatives. So if you observe, this limits and derivatives is the continuity and differentiability is the extension of this chapter. Okay. So last year you would have learned about limits. So when we speak about limits, the type of limits you would have known is the left limit, you would have known right limit, right. Then we speak about another value called as a function value. So let's try to understand what it means. Let's say there is a function that is given. Let's say y is equal to f of x is given. It has some random shape. Now let's say the domain of this function is between the points a to b. Let's say the domain is x belongs to closed interval a to b. Now let's say there is some point c in between. Now if suppose they ask you a question to find out whether the limit exists at this point or not. So what is the meaning of it? Then what exactly did you do in your 11th grade? So when they ask you whether the limit exists or not, you will find out the left limit of the function, then you will find the right limit of the function. So left limit we call it as, we can abbreviate it as L into L, right limit we can call it as R into L. Then you will find the function value. The function value is going to be f of whatever that point is. So in this case it is going to be c. If left limit is equal to right limit is equal to the function value, if this kind of a condition is satisfied, then we say that the limit exists at that particular point. So remember this word, limit exists. Okay. Now let me recollect or revise what exactly do you mean by left limit and right limit graphically, how to analyze it, how to find it. Okay. Now if suppose I take this point alone, I take the part of the graph which is on the left and right of c, so I will get a shape like this. If you observe, the graph is increasing here, increasing and decreasing, right? So you will get a shape of this format. Now from here, let's say this point is c comma 0. This is a zoomed version, but still remember I am taking only this part. So let's say you have taken a picture of this, you are trying to zoom and see, then how will it appear? It will appear like a big graph, right? Now on the left of this, I am taking a point which is at a distance h from it on the left hand side. Then what will this point be? This point will be c minus h comma 0. Similarly, if you take a point on the right which is again at a distance h from it, then this point will be c plus h comma 0. Now there are two ways to approach the point c, right? So what are the two ways in which you can approach point c? You can either do it from the left hand side or you can approach it from the right hand side. If suppose you are approaching from the left hand side, let's say you need a starting point. Let's say the starting point is c minus h. Okay. Now if I ask you limit x tends to c minus h f of x. So what is the meaning of this? So when you write limit x tends to c minus h f of x, still this function is y is equal to f of x only. It's a part of the graph, please have it in your mind. So when you reach this, what do you do? This value, so wherever you have limit x tends to something f of x, in the place of x you are going to substitute the value to which the x is tending to. So here the value will be f of c minus h. Now my question is, I don't want to approach c minus h, I want to approach c. From which side? From the left hand side. If that should happen, if this f of c minus h has to become f of c, then what changes do I need to make in this equation? So the change I need to make in this equation is h should be made equal to 0. So what exactly we are doing here is, with respect to the point C, on the left of it we are considering a point at a distance h from it, which is called as c minus h. Now from that point c minus h you can approach c only if I add a term like this. So we know that this value is going to be f of c minus h. If suppose I add a term saying limit h tends to 0, then what will this happen? This will be equal to f of c. So what do you mean by f of c? F of c is the function value at the point c. So what exactly has happened? Observe, limit x tends to c minus h means from the left hand side you have approached the point c by making the value of h to tend to 0. So the left limit has become equal to the function value. In a similar way, what we can do is, we can approach the same point C, from the right hand side. So from the right hand side, how do you approach? You write it as limit x tends to c plus h, and we write it as f of x. So this value is going to be f of c plus h, but our objective is not to find the function value at c plus h. We are going to verify whether the limit exists at point c. So you are trying to approach the point c from which side? From the right hand side of point c. Now this value f of c plus h will be equal to f of c under what conditions? When the value of h is approximately 0. When the value of h is tending to 0, you are trying to approach this point from the right hand side. So this term is what is called as the right limit, and this term is what is called as the left limit, and f of c is the function value. If right limit is equal to left limit is equal to function value, what did I say? Then you tend to say that the limit exists. So you use the word limit exists according to your 11th grade. If the same condition is satisfied, then that is, if the limit is existing for a function, then that function is said to be continuous at point, which point? At point C. So what you have learnt last year is nothing but you have learnt about the continuity of a function. So wherever you say limit of a function exists, then indirectly you are trying to say that the function is continuous at the given point C, provided that point C exists in the domain of the given function f of x. So this is all about continuity.